Praised be Jesus and Mary. In the gospel reading today, we hear our Lord talking about the cost of being his disciple. We need to understand that God never suggested to us that it was going to be easy to be his follower. Nor did he tell us that if we follow him, we're going to have lots of wealth and ease and comfort, but rather, he made it very clear that we must be detached from everything, all of our possessions, and everyone, even our own closest family members. And that we must take up our cross daily and follow him. That's made very clear, crystal clear. So, where people get this idea of that as long as you're a follower of Jesus, everything's going to be hunky-dory and just easy. This prosperity gospel, is a mystery to me, because it's the exact opposite of what our Lord has told us would happen. Granted, he did tell us that, if we are his follower, that he'll give us 100 times more in this life, but he added persecution as well. He told us that we'll be hated because he was hated, and that the world would not understand or accept us. He made it very clear what the cost would be. Even this gospel antiphon, if you're insulted for the name of Christ, blessed are you. The Spirit of God rest upon you. Everyone wants the Spirit of God resting upon them, but if they don't want to be insulted or persecuted. We're trying to build a tower that's going to get us to heaven. We're entering into battle against an enemy that's more powerful than ourselves. The Lord, on his behalf, though, is promising us everything we need. All the bricks and mortar that we need to build this tower, all the angels and graces we need to engage Satan in battle. Well, the question is whether we really want to do it. Let's face it, it's quite a challenge. We have to put it all on the line. Are we willing to do what's required? That's the challenge Jesus himself is placing before us. And what is required is made very clear. That we must die to self and live for others. We must love God and neighbor. He couldn't have made it any clearer than he did. The cost is to give up one's own life, one's own will, one's own desires. It's to literally die to self in order to live for another. Now on the natural level, that doesn't sound too appealing. But the reality is that, if we do it, we'll find a freedom and a joy beyond anything that we've ever imagined. That this is the fulfillment of our being and the purpose of our existence. It's the devil, who's told us that we need to look out for ourselves, that we need to take care of number one. Let me tell you, number one is God, not self. So if we're really taking care of number one first, we have our priorities in order. It's time to examine our conscience and make a choice, because the Lord lays out for us what is required. We have to decide whether we have what it takes to build this tower, to face this enemy, or else, we'll get partway through and we'll quit. We know what he's asking of us. Now we have to ask ourselves, are we willing to do what is required to be his follower? To take up our cross daily and follow him. To love God and our neighbor as ourselves.